Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News starts now.
The World Health Organization will be under review following a statement made by the commander-in-chief. We'll tell you why the president says he's planning to halt funding. And the list of organizations helping to fight the good fight against the coronavirus is endless. We'll show you how Edwards Air Force Base is contributing while maintaining their military operations. And a good morning to you once again. Thanks for tuning in to 23 ABC News at 6 a.m. I'm Mike Hart. Let's bring in Danielle Kern standing by co-anchoring from home on this Wednesday. Well, this entire week at the campsite.
This entire week at the campsite. Pretty nice because it's a little bit chilly in the early mornings, so it's nice to not have to spend too much time outside except for walking my dog. But she is starting to really like going out in the middle of the day because she likes that warm weather, and we are getting a lot of that coming today and even more a little bit later this week. Let's bring in Alyssa and see just how warm we will be getting this week. Alyssa?
Yeah, Danielle's dog Juno cannot stand the wet weather, so this is definitely a Juno forecast for sure. So as we take a look at our temperature right now here in Bakersfield, you can see we're 54 degrees, but we're going to be warming up to those 80s as the day continues. Sunny skies, clear skies, really all day today from the minute the sun comes up, and then we're going to be warming up a little more into 83 degrees on Thursday. Friday, we are seeing those rain chances. Don't know if we'll actually see any wet weather, but we will see cooler temperatures. All right, let's check in now with CHP Officer Vaughn Kane. Get a check at what our roads are looking like this morning. Good morning, Vaughn.
Good morning once again, everyone. It looks like we have CHP on scene with an earlier reported crash out in the Arvin area, State Route 223 at Adobe Road. We have a solo vehicle off the roadway out there, and it looks like traffic is flowing pretty smooth through that intersection right now. Not much problem for you if you are going to be in the area, so that's always good news. And we have another incident we'd reported a few times to you out on Interstate 5, southbound Interstate 5, and this is right at Copus Road at the exit. We had an earlier big rig fire. The trailer caught fire, and the fire was able to be put out, but they are in a cleanup process, and they are occupying the right-hand lane of southbound Interstate 5 through that area, so it's going to be a little bit of slow going. Just keep that in mind. Here around Bakersfield, still looking good. No problems or delays on any surface streets or major routes. Mike, I'll give it back to you in the studio.
All right, very good. Thank you, Vaughn. Recently, the city of Bakersfield and Kern County were given a failing grade when it came to social distancing. But this week, the group that's handing out those grades said there was some improvements. It's now rated a C+. Joining us this morning live to talk about that and how the city is handling the pandemic is City Manager Christian Clegg, who has joined us before. Christian, thank you for joining us and really showing off a big A+ in your social distancing here. Christian, can you hear me? All right, we are going to get back to Christian to try and work out some bugs with this new system. Let's move on to the next story, and we'll try and get back there. President Trump has decided to stop U.S. funding to the World Health Organization. He claims the organization did not do enough to stop the coronavirus from spreading when it first surfaced in China. The UN is warning the president that now is not the time to stop the funding, calling it critical in the global effort to fight COVID-19. So far in 2020, the U.S. has paid nearly $60 million to that fund, more than double what China chips in for it. The U.S. contributes about a fifth of the yearly budget. The president said the review could take 60 to 90 days. You know, many groups, companies, and organizations all stepping up to help others during these trying times. And Edwards Air Force Base is no different. 23 ABC's Austin Westfall visited the base recently to see how they're being innovative during this outbreak and joins us now this morning live with more. Austin?
Yeah, Mike, Edwards is known as the Aerospace Testing Center of the Universe, and it's one of the largest Air Force bases actually in the whole United States, and it's located right in southeast Kern County. But amid this coronavirus outbreak, they have a new mission. Edwards Air Force Base is still performing essential military operations amid the coronavirus pandemic, but the base is repurposing some of its resources to battle the virus. Staff at the base's Makerspace workshop is building a robot that will be able to kill traces of the virus by exposing it to 15 seconds of UVC light. According to the Columbia University Center for Radiological Research, UVC light is potentially lethal for viruses in the air.
we can use one to cover a 5 cubic meter space. And based on that calculation, we'll have the bot just go to different areas and hit that space for about 10 to 15 seconds and then move on to the next space autonomously.
Greenwell says there are already items like this out there, but they're incredibly expensive. They can be as much as $100,000 to $1 million. Any designs he makes will be sent to Air Force headquarters and will also be available for civilian use as well. Now, I spent a full day with Makerspace over there. Tomorrow, we're going to show a piece on 23ABC News at 5 and 6 a.m. about how they are 3D printing protective masks for COVID-19. For now in Bakersfield, though, Austin Westfall, 23ABC, connecting you.
Austin, thank you. Food for the Front Lines is working to assist local restaurants and healthcare workers during the coronavirus pandemic. By working with the Kern Community Foundation, Food for the Front Line is able to provide meals to emergency room staff prepared by local restaurants. They deliver the meals on Tuesday to Memorial Hospital. They did it yesterday from Donna Kay's and KC Steakhouse. Tomorrow, they'll be delivering to Mercy Hospital downtown and Mercy Southwest. For more information about how you can get involved or to donate, go to our website, turnto23.com. Turn now to a story of hope this morning. 23 ABC's Imani Stevens shares how high school sweethearts still had a chance to attend prom right in the middle of this pandemic.
It's my senior year. I'm supposed to, going to grad night, going to my last prom, going to my last formal, doing all that senior stuff.
The traditional senior year events canceled or delayed for now, following the state's guidelines for social distancing. But that didn't stop a couple who have been dating for almost 2 years to not have a little fun at senior prom.
We were just in the kitchen one day just having dinner and we were talking about it, and he's like, I want to do something special for her, and we just came up with the idea and we just rolled with it.
So me and my mom thought it would be a great idea to throw one at my own house for my girlfriend, because we were both pretty upset about it. But I know she was more upset about it than I am, to be quite honest.
In a decorated garage featuring a specialty dish of pasta.
The reason why I did make the spaghetti and meatballs is because Rissa's mom said that she liked Italian food.
But the date, a graduating senior as well, didn't know about this garage-style prom.
I didn't know that we were doing a prom, but it was really fun. Julian told me to come over, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, and I came over and everybody was acting super weird, and then he told me to go in the bathroom and get dressed and come out to the garage, and I had no idea what was going on.
The memories and moments still captured, but instead of a prom at a venue or school gym, inside their home, 6 feet apart. In Bakersfield, I'm Imani Stevens, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
All right, let's switch gears again. Bring in 23 ABC's Alyssa Flores for a look at your forecast.
Yeah, it is going to be a sunny, clear day today, really all throughout Kern County. We're seeing those above average temperatures and finally a high of 80 degrees, actually 81 degrees here in Bakersfield today. So as we take a look at your forecast highs for today, you can see that 81 degree high across much of our valley. Lamont, Delano, Oildale, you'll all be seeing 81 degrees for your high today. Taft looking at a high of 79 degrees. Our mountains a little bit cooler, but still above average. Fraser Park, 64 for your high today. Tehachapi looking at a high of 66, 72 for Lake Isabella, the Kern River Valley in the 70s for today. For our desert communities, you are going to be in the 70s, 80 in Ridgecrest for your high today. Now we're going to get a check at your roads with CHP Officer Vaughn Kane. Good morning, Vaughn.
Good morning, Vaughn.
Good morning once again, everyone. Still pretty much the same scenario. We have CHP on scene with a solo vehicle off the roadway out in the Arvin area. State Route 223 at Adobe Road, and it doesn't look like it's causing any traffic problems out there. So if you are going to be in that area, I don't see any worry for you out that way. And it looks like we do have some slow going that we'd reported to you all morning long. Southbound Interstate 5 at Copus Road. They do have the right-hand lane shut down due to an earlier big rig fire out there. That's going to cause you a little bit of slow there, so just keep that in mind and plan your trip accordingly if you are going to be traveling through that area. Mike, I'll give it back to you once again.
All right, very good. Thank you, Vaughn. Still to come, what would have been a time for celebration for students graduating this year. Instead, it's a time of social distancing and virtual learning. But we'll show you how students are still celebrating thanks to a company that's helping them get noticed for their achievements. That's straight ahead. Welcome back. It is 6:13 now. During this time, as you know, graduation festivities, one of many things that have been put on pause as students continue to work towards their cap and gown. 23 ABC's Daniela Garita joins us live this morning with the story of how one local company is making sure that they're being recognized. Daniela?
That's right. Good morning. So I think we can all agree that we're feeling for those graduates here in our community during this time as they continue to work for their cap and gowns, but while staying at home safely. So a local company is making sure that they are being recognized.
Although all this is going on and I'm not being celebrated at school, I'm still being celebrated at home and in my community through that sign. So that was really cool to walk out and see.
Valley Printing is a local company making sure graduates are being celebrated while they stay safely at home and continue to work for their cap and gown.
I've loved high school, every minute of it, and I've always looked forward to my senior year.
Graduation is a big milestone and something students work years to achieve, but due to the coronavirus outbreak, it will look a little different this year than many years before, as neighbors congratulate them from afar.
Now, all the seniors that they're making these signs for, they also get to be celebrated through their neighborhoods and their communities.
The company has received over 400 orders in the last month for graduation signs, but it's the stories of overcoming this time that stick with them.
Last Friday, we delivered 100 signs. And so, practicing social distancing and having conversation with some of these parents, just hearing what their kids are going through, and, they're somewhat depressed, sad about what they're missing out on. And then we come up with these signs and it has their face plastered on it, and it's just the hugest smile. And they tell about their college they're trying to go to, or one boy has a pursuit of a hockey dream.
Some of those dreams remain on pause during this time. The company says the small gesture of a poster in their front yard helps them feel celebrated.
We give the parents a heads up when we're on our way to deliver them. And most of the signs that I delivered, the kids had no idea. So they come out in basketball shorts and T-shirts, and they're just kind of hanging out. And I walk up with the sign, and they at first they're just kind of like, what in the world? And then they're just ecstatic, and I think they're just so happy that their parents are really thinking about them and doing something special for them.
Thank you, Daniela. In other news, the coronavirus pandemic is reaching far and wide, and one of the biggest effects was the prospect that hundreds of local high school students would not get the chance to celebrate their graduations this year. But thanks to one event, those seniors were given a little hope and joy for the future. The Kern High School District and Jostens partnered for a special distribution of cap and gowns for East Bakersfield High students on Tuesday. The drive-through event was held at Jostens in downtown. The owner and senior from Delano picking up his Letterman's jacket both shared with us the importance of this event and what it meant for some students by giving them some hope and allowing them to at least take some senior pictures.
Help them celebrate some of the things that they've lost. I have a senior myself, and he's lost a senior trip and a senior prom, and graduation's one thing that we really want to make sure that we don't take away from these students.
Everyone at yesterday's event maintained social distancing and wore masks during the distribution.
We have a traffic alert for you this morning. The Public Works Department has closed Fairfax at College Avenue to fix a 12-foot sinkhole that opened on Monday. Did you see it? The repair work's expected to last through April 21st. Crews are busy trying to fix the sinkhole and related storm drain damage at this intersection. The city wants motorists to avoid the area, use alternate routes during repair and construction. Local access will remain open, though, for residents in that area. Spring and 23 ABC.